NFL Straya. That's right. Football is back. And so real football. It's actual football. It's actually happening. This is NFL Straya. I'm your co-host, Jaymz Clements. I'm a guy. I don't know. Hanging out. Still full from Father's Day. Might be still a bit hammered too. Here in the studio and on the other side of this here screen is a bloke whose team is clearly going back-to-back because they're the best team in the NFL by far. There is no way you're going to convince me otherwise. Lock it in already. What are you doing? Fly Eagles Fly, of course. It is the sometimes singing a band called The Ramshackle Army. He's my mate. He's your mate. It's Gaz.
I wouldn't go that far after, our opening performance and some of the chaos teams that we saw this week, Jim. But it was ridiculously awesome to have football back. I dozed through a lot of red zone Monday morning. My body clock is still not up for this 3 a.m. yet. We're going to take a couple of weeks to ease into this. But what a week of football. It's been fucking awesome.
I'm going to do a quick little recap of just the insane stuff that happened at the top of this one. It was pretty fun. But yeah, I'll tell you what, the 5 a.m. wake up was pretty rough, purely because I was still full of...
5 a.m.? Did you sleep in?
Oh, I'm sorry, 3 a.m. What am I saying? It was 3 a.m. wake up, and I'm just like, what am I doing? I'd gone to bed super early because I was full of food and beer from Father's Day. And waking up was just like, oh, God, this is rough, this one. Jeez. And then I watched the Pats stink it up, but I'll talk about that in a second. But it is the week one overreaction show. I love doing overreactions in week one because we all overreact. Remember last year when the Saints were winning the Super Bowl, Gaz? Yeah. So we're going to do all the overreactions in some yeah-nahs. We're going to preview week two as well, of course. But with the week one wrap, we got your yeah-nahs. And finally, we return the weekly awards. The good bloke of the week. Old mate, no mates. Outback Takehouse, everyone's favourite, Harrington. I'm excited. And then the week two picks at the end. We'll also do a bit of a fantasy recap, see how Gaz's team that I picked for him went.
No.
I got smashed, so it sucked. I might just be bad. Anyway, right, that's it. That'll be fun. So let's get into it. Episode 127 of NFL Straya. Let's go! I'm so happy to beat everybody associated with this show about the face, head, and dick. Oh, g'day, this is Aaron Rodgers, and you're listening to NFL Straya. All right, guys. Why is Aaron Rodgers so angry?
When it's not aimed at you and it's like there's a little bit of sass to it, but he's not a fuckhead about it. Like,
it's pretty funny, but
it's pretty funny. As long as he's not talking about vaxxers and fucking drug retreats, but when he's just paying out on former teams, it's pretty funny.
I'm very far from a Jets sympathizer, clearly. It's just fucking weird, bro. Anyway, right, we always start at the top with news. It seems obvious, what's happening, what's going on. There was a trade today, we'll get to that in a second, but football is back, Gaz. And that was one of the most fun-ass week ones in recent memory. Holy shit.
Before you get into it, there was we whinged about it last week going, we'd watch football no matter who the fuck was playing. You don't need to put all these crazy rivalry kind of narrative games in place. But thank fuck they did, because there was some just cracking moments that you're like, we're back.
It's like, if you're putting chili on food, right? You don't need to put too much because then it's just fucking too much. Because look at my and your complexions. I mean, basically, let's all just fucking pump the brakes. A bit is fine. I don't mind my food spicy, but I'm not going to go chaos. And it was just the right amount of spicy. I loved it. So, guess what? We had Friday, Saturday, Monday, and Tuesday football this week, which fucking rocks. 4 days of fun-ass football. Starting with the very first game of the NFL season, Gaz, where your Eagles had a player lost to injury on the opening kickoff, and then your primary defensive player, Jalen Carter, booted for spitting on the Dallas Cowboys quarterback before a snap has happened. That's the first thing that happened this season. Chaos. Then, what else happens? We've got Aaron Rodgers getting revenge as Pittsburgh get by New York. Nothing to do with him. It was all because of their kicker. It's Chris Boswell. It's not Aaron Rodgers. He did throw a million touchdowns, though. We have this miracle Buffalo comeback, obviously, on Sunday Night Football. That was incredible, which saved one of my looks very nicely. Very much appreciated there. Green Bay look unbeatable. They absolutely waxed Detroit, who look like they're cooked and like, we don't know how to play football anymore, considering we don't have any of our coordinators left. What the hell? Danny Dimes is alive? What? What? Seriously. Down full Little John here. What? Danny Dimes? Come on, man. Baker Mayfield is just like, you know what? Just, can we play the entire game in like the 2-minute offense? And I'll be right. He's awesome. They've got this incredible rookie, Mek Erikbuku, who goes, bang! Love that. Niners get a win, but now they've got no one left on offense because Purdy's out, and so is Greg Kittle. You've got Bryce Young getting distracted by stuff up on the bloody board and also being small and bad. That distracted thing was crazy. You've also got fans punching DeAndre Hopkins and Lamar Jackson in the head and then fronting the media in a neck brace. What is going on this week? This is incredible. We got a dildo thrown on the field for Browns Bengals, which is kind of ironic because you could say Myles Garrett's already on the field and he's a bit of a dildo, but bang! That was awesome. And also the Pats were horrible. There was a game that Arizona played. The Saints wore the worst uniforms I've ever seen in my fucking life. What else? Am I missing stuff? The Texans-Rams game was gouge your eyes out bad. It was we had, I don't know, basically Miami quitting on their coach 5 minutes into the season. Like, that was week one, Gaz. And then it hits Monday Night Football and Chicago completely shit down their pants legs up against a divisional opponent in the Minnesota Vikings. And J.J. McCarthy, who looked horrible for chunks of that game, out there throwing pick sixes, then turns into, I don't know, the second coming of fucking Dan Marino and crushes it. And the Vikings just make all the Bears fans reach for their beers and have some soggy sorrows on the Tuesday morning. What a week of football, Gaz.
There's a bit going on, Jim. I don't know. Like, I don't think I have anything to add to that because we're going to have nothing to review in the actual breakdown. Yeah.
All right, tell me about this trade for Tank Bigsby then for your team. For your Eagles, just trade for Tank Bigsby. Love that. 2 picks in next year's draft.
So I'm floating around today, and all of a sudden the Eagles chat start going off, and everything has been talking about us picking up a cornerback because Adoree Jackson stunk it up in the game against the Cowboys. And next minute it's a running back when we've got Shipley and AJ Dillon to back up Saquon going, what the fuck's going on? But Shipley went off with a bit of an injury, so it's a bit shaky there. But apparently they love Tank Bigsby. I know you love Tank Bigsby. You're already talking about his name. You're always talking about his name and what a genius name
One of the great names.
One of the great names. And apparently we love his talent as a kick returner. So he put up 800 yards, leading rusher for the Jags last year. And now he comes to Philly, who don't have a bad run game, Jim. And a nice offensive line going on there. We've given away a 5th and a 6th in next year's draft, I believe it is. Potentially conditional. And yeah, it looks welcome to the running back room. So obviously we've got to cut someone. So I'm hoping someone's going to IR or we're cutting someone to make room.
I found it amazing that they're just like, I don't know, the Jags are like, well, we just watched Travis Etienne be good that one time that he does every year. We'll get rid of Tank. That's fine. But they've also got Bashal Tootin, who had a couple of moments in that Jags game, which is pretty fun. But that's like, there's not a giant amount of other sort of news, actually, weirdly enough, apart from injury stuff coming out of week one. There was some like pretty crazy records being set, obviously, in that Baltimore-Buffalo game. The fact that we got 2 awesome primetime games to finish us off this week was pretty amazing too. There was a weird one where I think, it's Callahan, isn't it? The coach in Tennessee, who was like, yeah, I didn't realize I could challenge that catch that wasn't a catch, and I sort of screwed that one against the Broncos. And
Yep.
Tennessee was sort of in that game, so there was this weird thing where it's like, yeah, I didn't kind of get it, and I didn't realize I could challenge it. It's like, what? You're like a football lifer. You're a head coach. What are you doing?
Well, it's the same as Kellen Moore going, oh, the wonder kid has finally got his own team. It's like, Kellen, it's nearly half time, mate. That you can use your timeouts, mate. You can't keep them. You can't keep them, Kellen.
You can also run the ball. You can just pass them. You can give the ball to the running back instead of your crummy QB throwing it 47 times or whatever Spencer Rattler threw it. Anyway, some really quick injury stuff. There's some like George Kittle is out for at least a couple of weeks, according to Kyle Shanahan today in front of the media. Purdy is dealing with like a shoulder injury that's his non-throw, is his left shoulder. He's also got a toe injury.
We were incorrect. We've miscounted. This is not the 49ers non-injury season.
Yeah, they doubled out.
They've doubled out. The 49ers fans, you're going to get 2 years in a row of good.
My Niners fans mates hit the group chat just in a panic, just like, Jim, Mac Jones, oh God. And I'm like, yeah, welcome to my world. Sucks. There were some other ones. Drake. Well, I mean, that's pretty bad for the Niners, obviously. Like, obviously losing your starting QB, possibly, but also, as I said at the top, like they've got no dudes left. John Jennings also seemingly hurt himself again, like dealing with a calf and also something else. It was crazy. Yeah. Drake London seemed to have hurt his shoulder as well for the Falcons. I don't know the severity of that just yet, so that'll probably pop off later in the week. Evan Ingram left the Broncos game with a calf injury. I don't think he came back in either, which is pretty bad. Jake Andrews, the Texans center, went out. That's
never great.
Just when you thought the O-line for that Houston Texans team couldn't get any worse. There we go. Not great. I don't know, the one that had me just like reaching for like, the verbal meme, drinking the bleach. Brock Bowers came off during, I'm like obviously clearly watching the Pats Raiders game. And they're like Brock Bowers is tearing up the Pats. I'm like, this rocks for my fantasy team. It sucks for my real life. But he then leaves. Non-contact injury as well, it seemed like. But it seems like he then came and was like, yeah, I kind of knocked a knee and I'm fine. I could have gone back in. And
we'd hope so, because he's my guy. I traded away McBride in my dynasty because I had Bowers sitting there just taking all catches. So 1 week in, if he's spending time out, I'm not going to be too happy about that one.
Pretty crazy. Puka was evaluated for a concussion as well, but he actually returned to that game.
He went off like 4 times because he kept splitting his stitches open. Like that blood gushing down his head. That was pretty impressive.
Like different times. You're like, is Stafford like, did he bet on how many times he could get Puka to the hospital? Like it was chaos. And then the other was Xavier Worthy getting cleaned up by Travis Kelce on Friday night's game, so Saturday morning our time.
2 minutes into the game kind of thing?
And Jesus, so there was like obviously the great memes out there of like fantasy teams of having AJ Brown, Xavier Worthy off to a flying start of like a combined like 2 points at that point. Now I'm just checking, I didn't actually draft Xavier Worthy for you, did I guess? AJ Brown I did.
No, I don't. Yeah, AJ Brown you did. My other in my dynasty league I've got Smitty, AJ Brown, and Pickens, who combined for 10 points, Jim. My 3 starting wide receivers. Yeah, combined for 3 points. Anyway.
All right. Anything else you wanted to hit on in there?
No, it's just obviously the Xavier Worthy is fucking huge when you've already got Rashid Rice out for significant time. So the Chiefs are coming off a loss and missing their top 2 wide receivers.
I guess the other big one, before we jump into the wrap-ups from week 1, was that Brian Dable had to come out and say basically twice. He's like, yeah, look, I don't know who our week 2 starter is yet. And Russell Wilson's like, oh, come on, man. He had to come out again. They go, no, it's going to be Russell Wilson. There's now also reports saying that he went to ownership and went, can I start Jackson Dart? And they're like, no, you have to stick with Rusty. And Brian Dable's like, no, he was always my QB. What are you talking about? Anyway, Rusty Wilson, he's going to pop up again later. Let's do some game wraps. What a week it was. Dallas 20, Philly 24, the season opener. Carter gets booted. We had a massive weather delay. The Cowboys, didn't score after the weather delay? Is that right? Or was it like 3 points or something? Yeah, it was crazy.
No. Effectively didn't score after halftime. the game started off reasonably close, but it was as fiery as you kind of would have expected it to be. There was a bit of chippiness before the game, as you mentioned. Guy that we haven't had a fullback, a dedicated fullback for years. We finally get one. He lasted one play, Jim, and it wasn't even an offensive play. He lasted a special teams play, out for the season, and he's just the look on his face of like, you got to be fucking kidding me. And then Jalen Carter. So Dak leant over and spit on the ground between his two offensive linemen on the ground in front of Jalen, made a smart-ass comment. Jalen's come around and gone, fucking nut, and spit on his chest. And then it was outskis. So I think the report was that the punishment was going to be handed down today, and I have not seen it. So, but apart from that, Saquon only put up 60 yards and a pretty decent touchdown. But the moves that he was playing, stiff-arming, juking, he just still has that, Saquon. And but Jalen was nearly perfect. Actually, both quarterbacks were pretty much fucking perfect. Dak didn't get into the end zone as such, but Jalen was 19 of 23, but 3 of those were throwaways, and one of them was a drop. So you're like, well, I don't think that puts on you, but he put up 62 yards himself and 2 rushing touchdowns that weren't tush-push. They were just legit fucking catch me if you can, boys. Nice. The biggest problem for us is that what was obvious, CD Lamb was having his way with us because they were able to target backup cornerbacks, which is going to be which is where Adoree Jackson was benched like 5 minutes into the game, Jim. So you're like, yeah, all right, you got to sort those out, boys.
Good sign.
Good game. Good quality. Glad to come away with the win, and it sets things up nicely for the NFC East.
So a massive weather delay in the middle of this as well. There's only 3 points scored after halftime by both teams. And it was just weird. Like, it was just a strange game, like a strange sort of finish where it felt like it was like flowing back and forth. They both scored first drives. Like, it was awesome. Here we go.
Yeah, it was not like they didn't stop anything until like towards the end of the first half. And then there was a fumble, and that pretty much was the decider in the game.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, but it was kind of like I think both of us were kind of like hold your nose and take Philly in our picks last week, and it sort of felt like they didn't do too much special stuff.
No.
In this opener, they're just going to look. I think we could beat Dallas just being a bit fucking straightforward, and they did. So good on them. A little bit more fun. 27-21 in Sao Paulo, Brazil. The Chargers 27, the Chiefs 21. Chaos. This game was sick. I don't know. Patrick Mahomes, the leading rusher for the Chiefs, that's probably a good sign.
Yeah.
Justin Herbert was amazing. Mm-hmm. Quentin Johnson, holy moly, 2 touchdowns, an absolute weapon. He was awesome.
This to catch Jim. He learned to close his hands.
We're around the
balls in between it. Yeah.
My favorite thing, though, can you guess what my favorite thing about this game was? It was the uniform.
Lad McConkey looks like he is McConkey. Looks like of his full uniformed body weight, 60% of that is helmet.
Yep, it's crazy.
He 100% looks like a 4-year-old in those.
Looks like a fucking chup out there. It's crazy.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, the uniform matchup in this one was absolutely beautiful. I kind of flagged this the other day. Didn't realize the full like yellow pants would be on part of the Chargers uniform. It looked incredible. I was stoked. Made me happy. And I guess from a meta point of view, this is kind of like the problem you thought we might have with the Chiefs this year. Just like the weapons on offense, like can they get this, like the run game going? Can they make Kelsey a big part of this? He had a really good touchdown. That was cool. But Hollywood Brown was pretty good. But without Xavier Worthy, without Rashee Rice, it just gets really fucking hard. And if you've got no running back, like Pacheco did sweet fuck all, it felt like. Kareem Hunt's like cooked as. And the Chargers were just, I don't know, sort of rotating running backs. They had plenty of weapons. Like Keenan Allen was really good. This was just a fun game.
It was keen having Keenan Allen back. He was felt a little bit lost in the wilderness last year in the Bears. And then this year, he's back home. Happy days.
And like Amarian Hampton was really good. Like Juzzy Herbs used his wheels a few times. This was fun. And it was kind of like best case scenario, I felt like, for the Chargers almost. So hopefully they can keep riding that. Giants, Washington. This game sucked. 21-6. First thing Monday morning. Red Zone had absolutely sweet dick all of this game on it. Yeah. This is the third straight season the Giants have opened a year with 6 or fewer points in a game, guys.
Yep.
It's not good. Just saying.
No. The funny thing about this one was I think like your this was the first one that I pulled away in terms of tips because I'm like, yeah, everyone's talking about that defensive line, and yeah, it's hectic. Like the amount of firepower on that defensive line is fucking hectic. But we don't know, that offense is just outside neighbors. You're like, what the fuck? Whereas Jaden Daniels just looked like he was having fun.
Yep.
He's just running around, just fucking making plays, just doing as much as he needed to. And JCM, who was the buzz child of the
Fantasy world.
Of the fantasy world, and everyone's drafting, who was starting the season as the number 3 on the depth chart, just still came through, leading rusher.
Yeah, he was unreal.
Yards, 1 TD.
Talk about some wiggle. Like, he was unreal. Love me some Bill. But yeah, look, Neighbours had a really, really tough drop. And there was actually probably 2 drops as I was watching this. And I'm like, oh, like at least bring that down. Like, you're Malik Neighbours, yo. Like, help Russell Wilson out here a little bit. And I don't know. Rusty just sort of looks, it's not quite seeing ghost level stuff, but it's just not good. Like, it just.
He definitely looked like, he's renowned for holding the ball too long. That's been his thing. It was fine when he had the wheels, like when he was younger, but that it made that offensive line look porous for the Giants. So
Neighbours had 12 targets and 5 receptions, so that's just a shit ton of like, whoop, saw that one go over my head. Whoop, where did that one fucking go? Oh, I dropped that one. And like, there was a moment where they were kind of almost back into this game where he had like, it was like maybe the start of the third quarter, he had a bad drop, and you're like, oh, if you can touch the ball, you can catch it kind of vibes, but yeah, 2 fucking hands on it. You're like, yeah, you're sort of half covered, but Debo looked pretty good, I thought. Just sort of like an extra little bit. Terry didn't have to do too much as well. And yeah, didn't mind it by the commies, thought their defense was pretty good. So good job by them. Giants, world of pain ahead. I can't remember if we ended up going, I think we ended up talking our way down to the under in the over-unders for the Giants. It was like 5.5, and I feel pretty fucking good about that now looking at that game and the rest of their schedule. So, oh boy, Carolina, Jacksonville. We had this talk about fucking weather delays. This game starts and then gets into the late afternoon slate, and it's still going because there's this massive weather delay. And you're like, well, this is good. Free extra football. Unfortunately, the Carolina Panthers are fucking shit. Like, wow, were they bad? They were so bad. Like, Jacksonville were kind of okay. Like, even Trevor Lawrence is out there still doing Trevor Lawrence shit of just like, oh, I could probably hit that guy, and just like sailing at fucking 10 feet over his head. But that doesn't even come close to like on a 4th down, sailing a ball over the back of the end zone into the crowd like Bryce fucking Young did. Like, holy crap. Like, talk about, oh, no, he was good at the back half of last year. It's like, was he? Or was he just, I don't know, playing against shit teams that didn't give a fuck about playing against the Carolina Panthers because they sucked and they knew they were going to beat them? Kind of felt like a bit of that. So, I don't know. Travis Hunter was fine. Travis Etienne was like he had like a massive run, and that sort of helped them just like basically salt away this game. Brian Thomas Jr., like, he exists. Can we get him the ball a bit more, Trevor Lawrence? Like, what are you doing? Otherwise, that was kind of like just enough for Duval to actually do the fucking thing. So, I think for me, Carolina's like the story there of just how shitty they kind of look. Jacksonville solid.
We did it in the wrapper where we're talking about our season predictions and the question marks and where they lie. And I mean, it was pretty clear with Carolina. It was, is Bryce who he was at the tail end of that season, and are the weapons that they've given him, because the excuses have gone, right? Like Hunter Renfrow, yeah, he's at the tail end of his career, sure. I mean, they've invested a first rounder, tail end of the first round, but a first rounder in Xavier Legette, and obviously McMillan. So, fuck, they're giving him a red hot go, and what do?
He's just a boy, Gaz. He's just a boy.
Just a boy.
He looks so fucking small out there. Oh man, I don't know. Like, Etienne ends up with 143 yards on the ground. He looked awesome. That's 71. Yeah, it was 71. Nailed it. It was just really solid. But Bryce Young it was like the exact same shit from last year. And you're like, oh, that's not good. I didn't even mention the score of that one. It was 26-10. And it did not feel that close.
And
like
that was generous.
Garbage time. Garbage time. Touchdown late. So,
Yep.
yeah, I know the Jags. Look, with the way the Texans look, and we'll get to them in a second. Just saying, the Jags and Indy, suddenly the AFC South looks way more fucking chaotic. This one was awesome. Steelers Jets, revenge on both sides. I don't know what the fuck it is about the Jets uniforms early on in the season, but they look so fucking fast, Gaz. I don't know what it is in the first 3-4 weeks of the season about the Jets and their uniforms. They just sort of seem to be moving across the screen quicker. Maybe I've just got some sort of weird color blindness. I don't fucking know. But wow. And then Pittsburgh sort of just went, oh, wait, we should do something about this. The defense kicks in a little bit. Aaron Rodgers turns back the fucking clock. There were some amazing stats about how like all of the stuff he was doing was just basically out of the boot, and they just kept like spamming that play, and it just kept working because the Jets just couldn't fucking stop it. And I know Rodgers was doing like the Rodgers thing where he's like, look, I'm going to throw the ball to you, but I'm also going to throw it to where you can just sort of keep on running a little bit. Check this out. And like Steelers fucking dudes are like, this is incredible. What was it like? Calvin Austin was awesome. You've got DK having a pretty good day. It was like
that weird catch that like came off his hands and off his player and then back on himself.
Again. It was awesome.
So I just want you to put yourself back a week, right? And look into your crystal ball. And I need you to tell me something, Jim. You've got the Steelers Jets with Juzzy Fields and a 30,000-year-old Aaron Rodgers. And you've got the Rams, the high-powered Rams, and the Texans who can throw the ball around a bit. Now, one of these games was 34-32, and the other one was 14-9. Pick which one was which, Jim.
This was the highest points total up until Sunday Night Football. Like it was a fucking Jets.
4 touchdowns.
So Aaron Rodgers ties what Brady overall for all time of like most games with 4 touchdowns thrown in a game without an interception. I think is the stat. It's like 28. Yeah. It's like
it's the first time he's done it since his last MVP season or something.
Amazing.
Something like that. Yeah.
And I like so. As I said, like watching this was like one of the first things that happened as well. Like you're waking up, it's fucking 3 a.m. I'm scrambling for my headphones for the iPad, and I'm like chucking on, go to Red Zone. I have to fucking update the Zone app, get there in the end, and like the first thing I basically see is like Aaron Rodgers going down like a sack of shit and being sacked, and I'm like, he's old, he's cooked. This is gonna be funny. And then it was the exact opposite. But the Jets were like moving the ball really well. Fields like ran in a couple of touchdowns as well, didn't he? Like Garrett Wilson looked great. Breece fucking Hall. Talk about dudes who are like just pronounced DOA for fantasy purposes. He looked incredible. I think his numbers didn't actually back it up in the end, but he looked really fucking good. And yeah, we end up with this massive shootout. It was crazy. And then it took only a fucking pretty chill 60-yard field goal by Boswell to win the fucking game at the end, 34-32. They scored 17 points in the fourth quarter. Absolutely incredible gear. 4 touchdowns, 244 yards. He got sacked 4 times, did Rodgers. But, I mean, this is what you want if you're a Steelers fan, right? You know, this is the early season old guy shit.
Yeah.
It's like, cool. Is he going to be able to do this in week 7? Right?
Yeah.
Like, week 12. What's Aaron Rodgers going to look like? Whereas Fields had he had 48 yards on the ground as well, 12 carries. Breece Hall ended up with 107 yards. I knew he looked fucking good. And
16 to 22 for Juzzy Fields. Like,
it's pretty good.
Decent.
They didn't ask him to do too much. I don't know if he can do too much, but and yeah, we expected this one to be a bit of a fucking defensive, fucking grind it out, fuck you up. And it was 34-32. So crazy, weird shit and fun stuff. Not so fun was Pat's Raiders, 20-13. Moving along, Arizona 20-13.
No. Fucking Gina. I said a couple of weeks ago within our fantasy league that I think I just want to watch. I'm super keen to watch Raiders games this year because Gino's gonna put up yards.
Love Gino.
Fucking Jeansy's gonna go through the middle, and then the Bowers is just going to be opened up across. Oh, it's just going to be awesome. And it was a bit fun. Brock Bowers with 100 yards, 360 fucking Geno.
He had 100 yards in about 4 minutes of that game. Like, it was incredible. He just kept, like, ripping off these fucking 20, 30-yard runs, it felt like. Yeah, his longest was 38. And it's just like, it felt like every time he touched the ball, it was like, that's another 24 yards. Like, what the... 5 receptions for 103. Yes, so I'm no math magician, but that's about 20 yards of fucking catch, Gaz. So it was awesome.
And you'd remember that Jacoby Myers guy, wouldn't you?
Yeah. I mean, jeez. It was stunning. Like, and as a Pats fan, like, this is probably the most disappointing part of this is, like, they've got no corners, this Raiders team. Like, they're fucking horrible. And Drake May was good-ish, but he wasn't great. Ish. Yeah. There's a couple of good throws. And like, I just want to see a couple more of those extra fuck you awesome throws just to really lead them. Because like so often this Pats offense just got ground in the mud. Henderson was fine. He only got 5 carries. They just couldn't run the fucking ball at all, it felt like. And you kind of, that was always going to be slightly the worry when it came up against the Raiders with that fucking front. And it's exactly how it went. Because, like, Genty didn't do a great amount of work on the ground. He only had 38 yards himself.
That's
but yeah.
yards per carry. Fuck.
And, like, if Drake May up against these fucking, like, corners for the Raiders can't, like, pull them apart, hit Henry, hit Diggs. Even, like, the Josh McDaniels fucking, oh, are you a running back who can catch the ball? You're my best friend, Travion Henderson kind of vibes. Couldn't even do that. So, I'm not in panic fucking stations or anything. It's just like, that's a shit loss. Like, if it's a shit loss again next week against Miami, then your mate Jim might be a bit upset. But this was just a bit shit. And you kind of like, this wasn't worst case sort of stuff, but it was just like, oh, I expected a bit more and I didn't get it. So a bit disappointing.
My standards weren't high, but Jesus.
Exactly. But wow, were you whelming? Love me some Geno though. 362 yards he had. Fucking hell. Arizona, New Orleans. Weirdly entertaining game because the Saints were in this right at the end. 20-13 on the road. The Saints are wearing those horrible fucking uniforms. Spencer Rattler causing all sorts of havoc by just fucking gunning the ball 1 million times. And like Kyler Murray kind of doing some bits. And then it felt like Arizona were going to really Arizona this one up. You know how they're just like more than happy to completely fuck you. And it's like, have you bet on me? Cool. Guess what? You're going to lose. Like that kind of vibe. And I'm like, please don't do that to me, Arizona. And they just sneak it out because what did they have? Like a fumble right at the end or whatever it was from Buda Baker or whatever.
Yeah,
and stopped the Saints dead, thank fuck. Rattler threw it 46 times. Like, you've got Alvin Kamara on your team. Spencer Rattler's not very good. What are we doing here? Like, it was chaos. Whereas Kyler Murray was pretty handy. Jaymz calmed out, and Trey Benson was solid as well. Trey Benson's another one to keep an eye out for your fantasy and your Supercoach gear because, like, you know, a little bit of hype for him. He's probably been drafted, but yeah, not bad. Marvin Harrison was really good too. It's like, yeah, just remembering that Marvin Harrison is fucking good and on your team is probably a good start, Kyler Murray.
Good start, yep.
But Spencer Rattler felt like he's trying to get Chris Olave retired. Don't like that.
No.
I like Chris Olave.
Yeah.
Brandon Cooks.
He likes him enough to target him 13 times, but just not in a positive way.
Yeah. 3 of them nearly put him in the fucking hospital. Like, he's already dealing with concussion shit. Anyway, good win though by Arizona just to fucking win it, right? Not fuck it up and screw that one up. So, Saints, horrible uniforms, fuck them, but whatever. This is kind of what I expected from them, not to be that shit. Like everyone's talking, oh, they're fucking horrible. It's like, they'll be shitty, but not burn your house down. Burn your house down if you watch this one. Cincinnati, 17. Cleveland, 16. 2 awesome things about this game. 1, the dildo thrown on the field. I don't think the dildo throwing is like it's weird that it's a thing. Stop making it a thing. Like, but if you're going to do it, fine. Like, as long as it doesn't hurt anybody, who cares? The other one was the Cleveland fans getting married in the car park before the game.
I didn't see that, Jim.
So, your lovely wife, my lovely wife, what do you think they would say if we're like, you know where we should get married?
Oh, I wouldn't be getting married.
We're going to be getting stabbed in the fucking eye.
Yeah.
It was incredible. They're in the Muni, the car park there at fucking the Cleveland Browns Stadium. Amazing gear. Think of like a wedding registry that people have like donated and shit to. It's awesome. Good on them. And then it's the Cleveland Browns and they lose. It's like, what? It's why I remember like the first Christmas we spent in New York. We went to like the basketball and the Nets, who we had season tickets to, just got fucking shit pumped by the Bulls. And you're like, that just ruined Christmas. Like, I don't really go for the Nets, but I want to be like entertained. They just got fucking killed. And you're like, this sucks. That's kind of what I feel like for your wedding if you're having it at a Browns game. And then you watch the Browns just fucking lose. And you're like, yeah, well, I guess we're still Browns fans. Like,
but this is the thing about the Cincinnati escaped with this is mind-blowing, right? Considering that they played preseason games, including the first one against the Eagles, and I can't remember who they played next, but in both those games, Joe Burrow nearly died half a dozen times because his offensive line was just letting dudes through. It was fucking ridiculous. But the theory was, we're really slow starters, Jim. The first couple of weeks of the season, we're terrible. We're going to start our starters and we'll trick ourselves. And then Joe Burrow put up 95 yards net, reducing the sacks, of course. He put up 113 yards, cancel out the sacks, 95 net yards for the team.
Like, they had 7 net yards in the entire second half, which is crazy.
That is fucking up. And 46 yards on the ground. Like, you got to get in your yards from somewhere. No, apparently not.
Like Flacco ends up with 290 and Joe Burrow has 113. Like, it is like they Freaky Friday themselves and clearly pissed in a fountain. Like, what the fuck? It was so weird. The only reason the Bengals win this game is because Schmidt fucks up, misses a PAT, misses a like a chip shot field goal too. Mm-hmm. And
there's a lot of kicking miss this week.
It's week one. It's always weird.
Yeah, true.
Yep. But it just felt like the Browns lost this one harder than the Bengals tried to lose it, right?
Yeah. It was those couple of interceptions as well from Flacco. Obviously didn't help the turnovers.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you've got T. Higgins, Noah Fant, and Jamar Chase combining for, 52, 85 yards between the three of them.
Crazy.
Hectic.
Anyway, good job. Cincy, though, at least get a win in week one.
Yep.
Miami 8, Indy 33.
Wow.
What?
Like, we expected it to be shit. I picked the Dolphins to be shit on the back of everyone wanting to throw hand grenades on the way out, and the fact that they've let me down the last couple of years where I've picked them to be the guys, but I fucking was not expecting that.
Yeah, Danny Dimes being the guy. Danny Dimes is him. It was crazy. Like, they also just strangled the fucking life out of this game. Like, they had like 5 drives in the entire second half or something. It was crazy, and that was it. Like, the game was just over.
Yeah.
What the fuck has just happened? Miami like, we got like garbage points, and that was it. So, I don't know. Like, I was halfway through. Like, they scored on like every drive, I think, until like right at the end.
Well, he scored on Daniel Jones, the first quarterback to lead a scoring drive in every possession, 7 for 7 since 91.
It was crazy. It was absolutely nuts. So, Miami, you're in a bit of trouble. The thing is, they get to play the Pats next week, and that is just like such a shit show of a game. I have no idea what the fuck's going to happen. But Indy, look, it's like Danny Dimes going, wait a minute, Michael Pittman's really good. Jonathan Taylor's really good. Tyler Warren's really good. How are we fucking this up? And they didn't. So that was kind of cool.
This is where, look, overreaction, quarterback carousel, blah, blah, blah. So, Rusty Wilson leaves Seattle, goes to play under Supercoach Sean Payton and in the Broncos, stinks it up. Goes to play for Pittsburgh, pretty good coach, looks passable, happy days. Goes to the Giants under Daboll, supposed to be the quarterback whisperer. Fucking game one, they're already calling for his head. Danny Dimes plays under Daboll for those years, can't fucking score, goes to play under Shane Steichen, quarterback whisperer, fucking sets records that he's never fucking thought possible.
So you're telling me there's a constant there at the Giants?
The Giants, Sean, yep.
Maybe. Anyway, This was like probably one of the biggest surprises of just how good Indy looked. Like they were awesome, but it shouldn't be a giant surprise because if Danny Dimes is halfway fucking decent, boom. The biggest problem I had with Tua, like watching this game, he was that bad. Zach Wilson was in this game. Like that's not a sentence you want to hear. Tua just looked like dog shit. I've got my Dolphins mate just texting, just going, "This is fucking horrible, Jim. Like we're playing you next week, and I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen." I'm like, "Are you watching the Raiders Pats game? Because it is not much better." And I don't know. You got Tyreek Hill basically just fucking quitting halfway through a game. Talk about like being distracted. Like Bryce Young's like watching the big board. Tyreek Hill's like throwing a fucking hissy fit on the sidelines and then running back on the field and not knowing the fuck he's doing. So it's pretty good times there in Miami. Anyway, good job by the Colts. Tennessee, Denver. I've jumped one, but that's right. Tennessee, Denver. This was a bit of a... Actually, I'll go back to Tampa, Atlanta, because this then goes into the late afternoon games. Tampa 23, Atlanta 20. This game was fucking awesome. In Atlanta, it's loud as fuck. Tampa Bay playing inside. Baker kind of just going, I think I'm going to be okay. I think we're going to be all right. Oh, God. Throws an amazing touchdown to a Emeka Egbuka at the end. He looked incredible, BT Dubs. And then still Atlanta get all the way back up because Michael Penix plays his ass off.
Yeah.
And Younghoe Koo misses the fucking chip shot field goal to tie the game. Oh, chip shot. It was like 36 something like yards. It was fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Chase McLaughlin was the luckiest man ever because I think he missed a point after. They would have put them up 4. Then they drive back to tie it up with just a field goal. And Chase McLaughlin's just like, oh, thank fuck.
Yep.
So, yeah, chaos game, awesome game. And this is why I guess like having this smattering of division games in week 1 is actually pretty analogous.
Yeah. Yeah, you'd be pretty happy if you were playing a PPR league too with Bijan too when he's he only has a 24.
Loves those little fucking just drop off passes. It's awesome.
Yeah, that 50-yard pass to Bijan was fucking shit hot. Kyle Pitts looks like he could be a nice. They might actually like him as a target.
Still alive. Still alive.
Yep, still alive.
I believe. All right, late afternoon, 20-12, Denver beat Tennessee. Tennessee made this a bit of a game. It was kind of weird. Denver just looked like shit on offense. Like Bo Nix, talk about all the offseason hype. It was the only reason they won this game is because their defense kept fucking up the Titans and going, hey, remember you're a rookie quarterback. We're going to just ruin your shit. So check this out. It's a pretty fun game, though. And I guess the overall vibe from this is like the Titans aren't going to be as bad as maybe people thought. Cam Ward is pretty awesome. He's got some nice looking throws on him. And Denver, like the Bo Nix thing, it was kind of weird that it's like a lot of smoke being blown up his ass from the back half of last season where he was pretty good, but everyone fucking doing backflips about him going into this year. It's like, okay. Gives you a little bit of pause. And this feels like it could be the week 1 sort of like, oh God, overreaction kind of moment where they go and start curb stomping teams after this, maybe. And this is just sort of like a get into the season kind of game for a dude in his second year. That's where I think I land. But anyway, good job by Denver. That defense is fucking psyched.
Yeah, 100%. Like Cam, obviously, that was his kind of when you have less than 50% completion in your first game. So a bit of a welcome to the NFL moment, and it's against a brutal defense. So I think Denver will be fine, and particularly if they can get a few cheap wins at the beginning of the season while the Chiefs are not healthy.
Yep.
That'll be a good time to give it a crack.
RJ Harvey looked pretty good too. Niners Seahawks. Oh boy. Kittle goes out. Niners win this one 17-13 because of like the other tight end, Tongue. Sure. It was crazy. JSN was like the only dude on this Seahawks offense who was kind of doing like anything. Darnold really darned it up right at the end. They basically traded turnovers, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I picked the Seahawks against Gaz. This is bullshit. Because as they drive, because the Niners turned it over, I'm like, here we go. And then they fucking turned it straight back over. And the Niners going to win it, scoring 10 points in the fourth quarter. But look, it was kind of like the Seahawks defense was fine, but a little bit too porous. McCaffrey was pretty much everywhere. Had this weird game where, I don't know, is Darnold good when he's not in Minnesota? We still don't.
And that was the thing. I think all of the buzz kind of in the off season is about all these people who are assuming a bunch of plug and play, and like let's pump the brakes. What, as we said, what Darnold was seeing ghosts in the last 3 games of last season, and let's pump the brakes and see how he fits into this team before we start anointing the Seahawks as the next. The San Francisco, the 49ers are pretty good. There's obviously questions leading up to this game about whether CMC would play. He got through 69 yards, 100, another 70 on the ground. I think he'll be fine.
Yeah.
And then Ricky Purcell, as long as he can avoid getting shot, I think like he'll be all right.
Don't get shot, Ricky. Yep. Ricky! Yeah, it was a crazy end of this game. So you've got an interception by the Niners. Mm-hmm. It's 10-10. Seahawks kick a field goal to go up 10-13. They then give up a touchdown, then turn the fucking ball over on a fumble, the stupid Seahawks. So It broke my heart after a fumble at the start of the quarter. It was just such a crazy game. And I'm like, you're at home, Seattle. You just have to win that game. You just kind of have to. Anyway, Detroit Green Bay was a ripper, 27-13. Detroit got fucking cooked. I feel like Green Bay had zero penalties against them all game. The only team I think get through clean, which is incredible. And you're like, oh God. Versus like, I don't know, the Bears today, for instance, where it felt like every fucking time you turned around, they were getting penalized for some dumb shit. But more for me is like, the Green Bay defense looked incredible. The Lions just could not do a shit, like anything, against this Green Bay D. So worrying signs, and also feel pretty good about the Green Bay soupy appearance pick, Gaz.
Well, I mean, the defense looked good, and then this new guy came along who I think is going to be all right. This Micah Parsons guy who, look, not a lot of practice, not a lot of build-up, dealing with a back injury. They pretty much just had him hunt the passer. I think 45% of snaps apparently he played, but just when he broke through, the amount of the pressures that he had on the court, like there was a weird stat of not just his hunt down of Goff was fucking awesome, but also the sacks that got generated just while he was on the field, because you have to pay attention to him. That was just made life really hard, and while they're adjusting to what does our offense look like with this new coordinator, it looked a lot more stagnant, that's for sure.
Didn't look quite as inventive. And every time they cut up to the top of the booth, it's like 4 dudes just going, like they all just fucking look panicked.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that's a good sign, Gaz, when your offensive coordinator staff is just like, what do you do? Ah! So I don't think it bodes well.
No,
you know?
no, 100% not.
My vibe. But wow, Green Bay look fucking cream.
They look pretty, they look pretty legit. Now, when considering what has happened with the, the other double-digit teams in their division this week, we've spoken about one, but there's others coming up. You're just like, oh, fuck, at this stage of the season, they could fucking run away with this.
Yep. Rams 14, Texans 9. Rough game. Real rough game. Kyron Williams is kind of like the difference.
Ooh. There wasn't a lot on red zone about this game, mate, until the last quarter.
Texans just couldn't get anything going, like on offense at all. It was brutal. I expected a lot more CJ Stroud. They just blanketed Nico Collins, and it felt like we should have probably hit on this last week. You sort of look at something like this where you go, hang on a second, who is the coach of the Texans, and who did he use to coach for and against a lot? And so, wait a minute, he was in the Niners. He knows how to shut down the Rams. And they kind of did. Unfortunately, the Texans offense couldn't do a fucking thing against the Rams defense, and here we are. So, I went with taking the points for Houston, and it actually looked like they might still have a bit of a chance to cover towards the end, and they just fell apart.
There was the punch out, was it?
But anyway, good job by the Rams, just doing it. And Stafford sort of getting through unscathed, it felt like at times. There was one hit where I'm like, oh, God. But survived. Good win from them. And then the last 2 games, prime time. 41-40.
Fuck me.
What was this? Sunday Night Football. We're going to Buffalo. The final season opener at that stadium before they open up the new one. I don't know if they mentioned it 87 times or not on the broadcast, but This game is pretty gnarly. 40-25 with 5 minutes left, Gaz.
Some of these people are good at football, Jim, and holy fucking shit.
So the 2,316 times with 5 minutes left, basically, it's the fourth time the other team has actually won.
There you go.
Crazy. The Ravens are 25-0 all time when scoring 40-plus points. And, Buffalo became the first team ever to... Buffalo winning. That's great. Baltimore became the first team to ever lose when scoring 40 and leading by at least 15 in the fourth quarter. That was 772 all time.
Haven't they had some? Aren't they leading Baltimore now as the king chokers, for want of a better term? Because they're now leading with eight games of over 10-point lead in the last quarter.
It's a worry.
In the last 15 years or something, like some weird fucking stat.
Yeah. Don't know if I like that much.
When you look at the first half, like Desert Henry was just
Trucking.
through people, barely touched, like just breaking off, like just busting off long run after long run. Lamar was just doing what he just needed to do and just destroying them on his legs as well. Ended up walking away with 70 yards on the ground. Like they were just in control to the point where, leading up to this point, I had 4 tips over you, 5 games different we picked, and I was like, fucking here we go. I'm like, do I message him? I'm like, nah, just hold back because this Josh Allen guy is a bit fucking nuts. And then just shit turned, right?
It's so weird how Baltimore sort of go away, or at least sort of start packing their DAX and suddenly can't get a completion, can't get that first down. And like you've got Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson. I feel like of all the teams, you're the most equipped to salt away a lead. And usually they do, but in these big fucking games, they just sort of shit themselves. And
well, even with all the massive comeback from Josh Allen and the going over the top and just hitting receivers like just fucking left and right. It all really came down to that fumble, right? There's a Henry. Of all people you think is going to fumble, how often and how hard he gets hit. It's just at that time of that important game that's been so fucking wild, you just don't expect it to be him. And he's gone out in the post-game presser and gone, yep, I put the whole loss on me. Well, no, you weren't playing defense.
no, you weren't.
No.
Then we have Matt Prater just like knocking in the game-winning field goal while your mate Jim over here is sweating on one of his bets that had Josh Allen 30-plus yards. And as he's taking knees, that's shrinking down from 35 to 33 to 31 to 30. But because they ran out of timeouts, this is why they have to do this, right? Burning the clock all the way down to the point where for the last one, they kneel and then have to piss off, get the field goal kicking team out there, and then kick it as the clock's actually running, which is fascinating. And brutal for the bet, but it holds, and he knocks it in. Incredible story. But I don't know, like the Buffalo offense, it never sort of felt like the amount of trouble that they'd sort of found themselves in, that they couldn't get out of it, if that makes sense. Like Keon Coleman was really fucking good. 112 yards. Shakir was awesome. It was them finding like Palmer for that massive catch that he had later on, and like just keeping shit moving. And Baltimore did the same thing. Like Zay Flowers is massive. Like he had like the DeAndre Hopkins fucking touchdown. Are you serious? Like what the fuck was that? It was insane. And Baltimore just sort of going, oh God, wait a minute. We might still have a chance here. Mm-hmm. Getting that fumble and actually taking advantage of it. Awesome game. What a way to start the season. And then we have Minnesota-Chicago, 24-27. The Vikings come all the way back. What did they score them? Like 20, it would have been 21, I think, to 7 over the back half of this game. It was a fun game, Gary. A fun game. I enjoyed it.
I was in meetings for the first half. I had to go out, had a thing to do, came back. I'm like, I've just as half times happened. So I'm like, I can go back and watch highlights and blah, blah. And like, this doesn't look like I think this whole JJ fucking, maybe they should have kept that Darnold guy, even, though we shit the bed in the playoffs. Maybe be right, and looks like Caleb and this Ben Johnson offense is pretty bloody good. And then the second half started, Jim. Particularly that last quarter. And, fucking hell. One team stopped and the other one kicked into gear.
It's crazy because they scored a touchdown in the third and fourth quarter, did Chicago. Mm-hmm. But they looked like shit while doing it. Like, it was crazy how bad they looked. Because they were up, 17 to 6. And then just fell the fuck apart. And boom, 3 touchdowns in that final quarter. JJ McCarthy looking pretty good. Jordan Mason just sort of took over a little bit, running the ball everywhere. Justin Jefferson, a couple of catches, off he went. And they just sneak it out because Chicago can't get out of their own way. It's like a tale as old as time. I love it. Yep. It's like, you got all this hype, you're still Chicago, bro. Don't know what to tell you. Raise your hopes up and then dash them quite expertly. So, love that. Do you want to do some quick overreactions? Really quick, nahs. I love a good overreaction. Week 1, let's do it. Lamar Jackson's overrated and will never win an MVP, Gaz. Nah.
Never win an MVP or win a soupy?
Sorry, never win a soupy.
Because he's won one of those. Look, big games, Jim. Big games. The stats are fine. The moments. I've picked him. I want it for his year. That's one game. Fuck it. Nah, Lamar's gonna get a ring.
All right. The Chiefs dynasty is over. Nah.
Yeah. This year they don't look. I know that they scrape through and then they end up hitting it, but nah. This is the AFC. It's the Bills Ravens year.
I told you the Broncos AFC West one was the pick. Just saying. Mm-hmm. Aaron Rodgers is back, baby. Nah.
Yeah, I'm going with yeah. I'm trying to milk one. I'm trying to milk one more year out of his from my dynasty team. I was fucking in the toilet with 2 half-assed QBs, is Aaron Rodgers and Rusty Wilson, and now I feel like I've got a sniff. I'm in.
I love that. Russell Wilson would never start another game in the NFL. Nah.
I'm gonna say after week 4. There's a couple of division games, and I don't reckon they're just going to throw the rookie in to get killed because they're not expecting much this year. I reckon they give him till week 4, and then it's Jackson darts, fucking punching darts.
They play Dallas, KC the next 2 weeks, which is pretty brutal. Then they have the Chargers and the Saints. So maybe you reckon that Saints game?
Maybe the Saints.
That's in the road. Maybe the Chargers. Oh, Chargers is a tough fucking defense too. So I don't know. But Rusty, see ya. Do some high knees on the plane out of there. Detroit are missing the playoffs, guys. Nah.
It's hard to think with that many weapons. But no, I reckon they're going to sneak in. Only because I think Minnesota taking that spot this year. I don't see the wild cards will definitely come from the east and one from the north, and I see the Vikings regressing, so I reckon Detroit will get that second spot.
Bengals are cooked. Joe Burrow might die this year. Nah.
Yeah, fucking hell. That is, I'm going to go with yeah.
So I was doing a thing for Jim Does Supercoach and just going, all right, what were the worst performers this week in terms of your fan? Oh, it's literally all the Bengals. Yep. All of them. Done. Philly's clearly unbeatable. Nah.
Nah, definitely not. There was some, to be fair, we didn't mention it earlier, but it would have been a different game. There was 2 very, very key drops by CeeDee Lamb at the end. If he hits both of those, then this is a very different result.
Oh, yeah.
We definitely, it's our secondary that has weaknesses, but we wanted our coach fired until week 4 of last year. So
on the Super,
who the fuck knows? Yeah.
And the other big overreaction is Drake May's not the guy. Pack it up, boys. We're already done. Pack her up, Pat.
That's an overreaction.
Nah, that's a bit of an overreaction. Caleb Williams, bust. Nah. Ooh. I can't.
Ben's creative, right? So let's give him a couple of. Let's give it a couple of weeks for some of this to take hold.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not calling it yet.
I worry, though, for the Bears fans out there, when you watch him play, he has the moments, and you're like, fuck yes, nailed it. Great decision. Him scampering looked really good today as well, and then he'll have the throw where you're like, who the fuck was that to? What are you doing? And it really worries me. But anyway, righto, let's do some awards for the week. The good bloke of the week. Who are we buying a beer this week? Matt Prater. Just hanging out at home in Arizona. He was teaching school.
Yep.
Or at least he was like just down there training, just hanging out at home. Jumps on a fucking red-eye to Buffalo. 2 days later, he's like starting and kicking a game-winning field goal, and he's like 400 million years old. Love that. Love it.
The other thing we didn't mention about the kickers. So yes, I agree with you. Is the numerous fire drill field goals that we had today? It was like no. We're not going to save a timeout and make sure that we do this properly. We're going to make sure that the clock's still ticking. Get out there, boys. Set it up. Kick her off. You'll be fine.
You've had all off-season to practice this shit. You've got nothing else to do. Your special teams. Come on, man.
Yep.
Joe Flacco deserves a beer because he's old as fuck. And just, you just know that Joe got home that night and was just like, fucking hell. Oh, jeez. What am I doing? DeAndre Hopkins, that catch was fucking, he deserves a beer for that because basically, even during the game, they're like, he's not out there. Don't know if we'll see him today. And then he's out there just pulling off the most DeAndre Hopkins shit you can imagine. That was pretty cool. Myles Garrett gets a beer as well because he's a massive dickhead. And as I said, a giant dildo. But there was a sequence at one point in this game where he had two back-to-back sacks and then basically forced another one. Yeah. He basically nearly had a hat trick. It was absolutely incredible that you could just wreck another team so fucking completely on back-to-back-to-back plays. And he nearly got the third sack as well. It was incredible. I love that.
Yeah, and four tackles for loss, I think he had in that game. Yeah.
So good. And then finally, Bryce Young. I kind of want to buy him a beer because I think I might have to because he still might be underage. He's just a boy, Gary. He's just a boy. What is he? Don't do it. He's so small.
He is very small. He is very
small. Anybody else you want to buy a beer?
Nah, I'm gonna leave it this week. Or yeah, no.
All right. I feel like in terms of like the other results as well, right? Like you think about Pete Carroll probably deserves a beer, but he's like 73 years old. He became the oldest coach in NFL history to win a game.
Yep.
If he had a beer, he looks like he's 60. If he had a beer, it might all come crumbling down there. So I don't know if you want to shout him a beer. Outside of that, like other first-time coaches for this year, it's pretty thin on the ground, really. So, I don't know. Bit of a weird one. Duval! Liam Cohen gets his first win. Yeah. But yeah, otherwise, a bit weird.
Yeah, there was your mate Big Bill and his with UNC getting flogged, and then they asked in the interview about whether the Patriots scouts would be coming in, and he said, well, I don't think I'm allowed in their building, so I'm not allowing them back in mine.
Vrabel had to come out and say, that's bullshit. Bill is invited here, and he's been here. What the fuck are we all? Flog of the week. Old mate, no mates. Obviously, Jalen Carter for getting booted out before the fucking start of that.
Nah, that was fine. Nah, that was pretty fucking dumb. That's like, how do you do that? Like, what do you think? He's been known for doing dumb shit, but seriously, like, fuck, man.
Ridiculous.
Brain
Rusty Wilson already on the ropes after week 1.
Yeah, that's not great.
Like, he was so just... He doesn't look good in that uniform either. Like, I don't know what it is. He so suits that Seahawks uniform. So I feel like wherever he ends up next as a backup, he has to have that sort of, like, maybe...
He's got enough money, Jim, and the ring. Like, just fucking give it up.
Pack her up, boys. You got Ciara. She'll be fine. As long as she doesn't have any other kids with other dudes, whatever. Aaron Rodgers, old mate, no mates. Like, bro.
He just doesn't have friends.
Pump the fucking chill brakes a second. Fuck yeah. Fuck that entire organization. You mean the entire organization that hired all your mates and bent over backwards at every opportunity for you? Anyway, old mate, no mates. Jake Moody. Talk about kickers. Jesus Christ. Nearly cost the Niners that game too. He missed a 27-yard field goal. And another one blocked as well. Nearly cost them the game. He tied it up
straight away. Didn't last 24 hours. Got sacked straight away.
He was 12 of 23 on field goal attempts in the last 10 games, which is crazy. And of course, old mate, no mates, the dipshit who like fucking pushed and slapped DeAndre Hopkins and Lamar Jackson's helmets.
Yeah, that's pretty dumb.
Don't touch the players. What are you doing? You idiot. There's fucking this generation. I'll tell you, guys. But just the dumbest motherfuckers in the world don't know how to act in public, right? We can't.
Yep.
Like, I love a good week one fight as well. Like you suddenly have like all the cameras in the stadiums, and there's just punch-ons in the fucking in the seats. Don't punch on. But if you're going to, make sure someone films it because.
Yep.
All right, good. But hitting the players and then getting all fucking like wearing a neck brace to your media availability when you're apologizing and getting banned for banned for at least the year, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, they said indefinitely, I think. Yeah.
So yeah, what a fucking idiot. Old mate, no mates. Outback Takehouse. It's a flame grill take. It's Tuesday at Outback, and that means, took the squids to daycare and school this morning out the side of the pram with cricket bats, both of them. Bang, bang, bang. Magpie wings. That's a special today at Outback. Goes great with the flame grilled take. Tell you what, had some great wings the other day at Fancy Hank's. Holy shit.
Oh, yeah.
Shit.
Love
That
me
was
some Fancy Hanks.
Father's Day feast. Anyway, Outback Takehouse. Lions are missing the playoffs. Maybe. Juzzy Herbs, MVP. Let's fucking go.
Jesus.
My
That's
two
a big
favorite
name.
ones. My two favorite ones, though. The Cleveland Browns should sign Justin Tucker. At least we know that he's automatically not the worst dude on that team.
That's, well, yeah. Sure.
Just saying. Just
What are you doing? Is that how we're picking our lineup? Look, I've got some people that I've played in fantasy with who I'm sure go for rap sheet before they go for actual average draft position rankings. But yeah, I mean, it's not the fucking Raiders, surely.
I love it though. Seriously, just do it. Because that was the other old mate, no mates, was Schmidt. You don't spell it Schmidt. Yeah, spell it Schmidt the way you think. It's like Smizzit. It's so weird, but Schmidt missing all those ones as well for the Browns basically cost them the game. So tough one. So go get Justin Tucker, Browns. He's not the worst dude on your fucking roster. And obviously the other one is if Tyreek Hill is so upset, he just needs to get traded back to the Chiefs. Watch it happen, Gaz. Watch it happen. I don't think they can fit him under the salary cap. I don't know how the fucking NFL salary cap works properly because I don't think anybody does. Like I think even the teams are kind of like, does that work? And they send it to the league office and go,
Yeah.
even the league office is like, maybe, fuck it. Yeah, just do it. That's how I'd run the NFL. Anyway, Tyreek Hill traded to the Chiefs this week. Let's see it happen. Little Aussie battler, Aussie Spotlight. Tory Taylor was doing some pretty good punting today. That was pretty fun. Mailata, Daniel Falalele. Jeremy Crawshaw made his debut. That was kind of fun. Broncos country, let's ride. 3 punts. Longest was 53, an average of 48. Not bad. Mick Dixon as well. Mm-hmm. I did want to mention, I didn't actually say this last week. It had only just happened, I think, as well. Mitch Wish was cut a while back and just because of his back injury and all this sort of shit. That sort of sucks. Adam Gotsis is actually back as well. He didn't play, but he's on the Bucks practice squad again too. He was elevated from the practice squad, so that's kind of neat. So we've actually got a bunch of the sort of Aussies sort of floating around, but no Matty Hayball this year. Burnup's out there. Camo Johnson got cut by Pittsburgh as well. So at the moment, I think it's 5 sort of out there actually playing most of the time. Gotts is looking at it. You got a couple of dudes in practice squads as well, like Thomas Yasmin and the big tight end, Patrick Murta. And what's the Eagles? Your Eagles practice squad dude? Felix Fulalu.
I've gone blank on his name, Jim.
Luke Felix Fulalu.
That's it. Yeah.
He's sort of Mahalata's best mate, so that's good.
Yeah, just stick him behind the big boys and she'll be right.
All right, before we get into the week 2 preview, a little bit of fantasy. Supercoach this week was absolute chaos. You can hear all about it in Jim Does Supercoach. We're going to do a big wrap. But I'll tell you what, I did okay. Finished top 21% in Supercoach Classic. Did all right in the draft. But yeah, it's always weird that first week you have no idea what's happened. But it's also when I don't know, I have a tendency to galaxy brain myself a bit, Gaz. You might have heard me do that.
I have heard you do that quite often.
And yeah, I don't know. If you had have just gone Bijan instead of Jimmy Gibbs and Derrick Henry instead of like, who the fuck else did I have? I can't remember. Yeah, you'd smash it. I did at least nail having Lamar and Jalen Hurts. Pretty good with that. But It's one of those ones like Supercoach is interesting because you got to figure out your strategy and like if you want to cheap it out on QB and your flex and spend that money elsewhere. Because you can have a QB week where Danny Dimes goes and scores fucking 50, like basically the same amount of points as Lamar Jackson and costs like a fucking tiny amount compared to him. So bit of a rough one, I tell you. But it's still very, very fun. So you can go join up all of our Supercoach gear as well. I think we've got a bunch of entries into the overall points comp as well, where I am currently ranked 21st. So there's a lot of smart people in that league, clearly. What is that? That league code is 681935 if you've not already joined up. I think you can probably still do it. Don't know if you can, actually. But anyway, right. The other fantasy league gear that we have is the Legends League. I got smashed by what looks to be a fucking just juggernaut from McKeegan. His team looks incredible. Lamar, Pickens, Debo, but Saquon, James Conner, Dalton Kincaid, RJ Harvey, absolutely smashing the Tampa Bay defense. So, yeah, I got fucking steamrolled by 15 points. How'd you go, Gaz?
Oh, it was dog shit because someone drafted me AJ and Nico Collins.
Oh, wow.
So that didn't go well. Funny, McKeegan already tried to trade me Saquon, but but with a couple of backup wide receivers and had 3 starters of mine. But you know what? Saquon would have beaten those 3 starters, so he actually was doing me a favor, and I said no, Jim.
I think Jez was the best one this week. Dak Tour with Hertz, Neighbours, Roma Dunze, Josh Jacobs, James Cook, Laporta.
Why did you draft me that team? Jesus fucking Christ! I'm handing it over to Jez next year if I can't turn up.
He had a lot of input. I'm just saying. Denver.
Ah, you prick, Jez.
Denver's defense had 14 points as well. So we'll keep continuing, to update you on that. But yeah, Supercoach was fascinating for the simple fact of like who scores what on a week-to-week basis, right? And the simple like scoring algo, like Josh Allen top scores was 77. That's massive. Next highest score was literally 58. So, and there was 3 QBs. That's Lamar, Danny Dimes, and Jussie Fields. So try to figure out the rhyme or reason to this. It's pretty fun. So very, very good. Derrick Henry, 56, the best running back. Go check out all the Jim Does Supercoach stuff. It's all Supercoach. Week 2 preview. We're going to awesome Thursday night, Friday morning game. But these are brought to you by Dabble, so you can sign up using the link in our show description. Just use the code NFL Straya. That'll basically get you to where we are. All of our picks will be up there. Check it all out. NFL Straya, very easy code to remember. That's the name of this show. And just make sure you sign up. If you haven't signed up to Dabble, it is very fucking easy and fun. Boom. There's a link in the show description. Hit that. It's also on the socials. We start off week 2. In the frozen tundra. It's beautiful up there at the moment, though, in Green Bay. They're 3.5-point favorites over the Washington Commanders, Gary. 3.5 felt like a bit. But then I just remember the Green Bay were really fucking good this week and beat their pants out of Detroit. Pants off of Detroit. I don't think you got pants in you, but the commies were fine. I think Green Bay might be just a level better. So I'll take the 3.5. Looks like you are as well.
Yeah, I've done the same thing, and then I've accidentally closed my notes, Jim. So I'm running a bit behind you.
I mean, you picked Washington. What are you talking about?
There you go. Found it. Found myself. I've got too many things open, Jim. I've gone Green Bay. Look, Washington, as I said, they were fine. They weren't really threatened by the Giants, but Green Bay just looks so fucking good. So sticking with Green Bay.
Last one, Cleveland at Baltimore. This is a rough one because it's like, Cleveland were pretty good. Baltimore put up 40 points in basically 3.5 quarters against Buffalo. They are 11.5-point favorites already, and we've actually both taken Baltimore. It feels like this is the incoming smackdown, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, I don't know. I'm nervous about the 11.5 points just because no one for the last 6 weeks has been able to stop Myles Garrett, going back to everyone commenting even during preseason going, this guy's not fucking fair. So, yeah, look, I'm just the only concern, not ever that Cleveland's going to win this game, but like that they'll just make it scrappy somehow.
Yep.
But then again, you want to think that Baltimore's going to be stinging after this one and come out and kick the absolute fucking shit out of them, right?
Yeah, like this one screams to me like 28-6 or something. and you're never sort of sweating it. But yeah, the Browns defense, it's always a little bit, going. But anyway, Tennessee host the Rams. 5.5-point underdogs at home for the Titans. For a minute there, I was a little bit like, 5.5 for the Titans. Maybe this is like this week 2, like, where the fuck did that come from game? And the Titans just sort of sneak up out of nowhere, and like the Rams on the road suddenly just get a bit squirrely, a bit sideways. And I'm like, but their defense again up against a rookie QB in his home opener, it feels a bit rough. So
that's my vibe as well. Just that Rams defense, Jared Verse just chasing him down, and then enough weapons on LA to get it done.
Nice one. Chicago, Detroit. I was writing this out while Chicago looked good. So I'm now taking Detroit.
I've now got to change the color of my thing because we now no longer are different.
They are 4.5-point favorites, the Lions. It feels like just their combination of offense and defense. Like if it's going to get right, it'll probably be at home against a team like the Bears coming off a shorter week.
Yeah.
And also a stinging loss against another division team. But basically, Detroit have to win this as well, right?
100%. Yeah. They're not going to get two down in the division. Fucking no chance. So they'll come out. It'll be. I'm not going to say they'll kick the shit out of them, but I think it'll be a solid win.
Nice one. Dallas versus the Giants. This usually is a big matchup. This just feels pretty bad. 5.5-point favorites, the Cowboys. We've both gone the Cowboys because for me, it's like the Dallas offense actually looked pretty fucking good in that first half. And like the Giants defense, the front's pretty good. Outside of that, I'm not wildly worried. So Dallas should be all right. Javonte Williams out of nowhere looking great against your team as well. But give me the Cowboys.
Yeah, look, Dak actually, he healthy. He had some escapability from the pocket, and he was running around, keeping the defensive line off him. I think the offensive line for Dallas will be good enough, and I think CD and fucking Pickens might feast in this game.
Nice one. We've got Jets, Buffalo. So the Jets hosting Buffalo. 6.5-point underdogs at home. I did actually feel for a minute there. So same as the Baltimore game, right? Like, so when you've had like a massive game like that, the letdown might come. And when it's a pretty big line, like 6.5 though for Buffalo, doesn't feel big enough. If this was like 8.5, I probably would have gone the Jets.
That's what I was going to say, yeah.
But Baltimore 11.5 as well. Like that's the only thing that, like if that's 9.5, I feel really good. 11.5, maybe not, but 6.5 for Buffalo. I'm taking that, and so are you.
Yes, 100%. Like it, it just feels like not enough after what we saw from them this week. And let's be honest, the offense from the Steelers wasn't crazy last year, and they've replaced a couple of key pieces, but not to the tune of 34 points. So I think that defense of the Jets is not where it once was, and seems like Buffalo is going to run up the scoreboard.
Yep. San Francisco at New Orleans. I've actually gone the Saints just because of the Purdy Kittle stuff. The Saints at home, like they could be just feels like it's sort of primed for like this weird, squirrely early season sort of thing, especially with a 4.5. Like if the Niners took everything to get by the Seahawks on the road again, this time against the Saints, I'm going to go the Saints.
Yeah, I just have this. I think I said last week that there would have to be the like a fucking lot going down for me to have to pick the Saints this year because I just think they're going to be fucking terrible.
I think having no offense is a shit ton going down. So
yeah, but you still got fucking just give it to CMC every fucking play, right? We'll be right.
CMC, Ricky Pierce, all go all. You've got Mac Jones. You've got the all white apparently.
Yeah, so I'm going to take San Fran in this one.
All right,
until proven otherwise.
Pat's Miami. I've just switched my pick as well because I sort of just have talked myself out of Miami today. 1.5-point favorites, the Dolphins at home.
Weird and squirrely, yeah.
So even the 1.5 for the Pats, I don't mind getting that because it's just like they could easily lose this 18-17 or some shit. I'm just like spewing next Monday morning. Like Miami probably has the higher upside in terms of their offense, and it feels like their defense should have been way better than it was. Like they brought back most of their dudes, apart from like the trade for like the Ramsey trade and shit. But it feels like they should be better.
Yeah.
That's why I had Miami initially, but now I'm just like, fuck it. I just want the Pats to win. So going heart over head. Fuck it.
Yeah, look, I don't know. I'm just there's a lot of question marks on the Patriots. Well, there's a lot of question marks on both teams. Let's be fair. I just feel like there's more established weapons, Tyreek and Waddle, and not Slouch. Like the fucking main weapons are still fucking there. They just need to pull it all together rather than the bullshit that they put on the field this week. You know.
Also, the Pats never win in Miami. Like it's just
There you go.
even the Brady years just never did. Jacksonville, Cincinnati. We've actually both gone Jacksonville as plus 3.5 underdogs in Cincy.
I'm weirded out by what this Cincy team did this week.
I think the defense is the worry for me when I looked at this one. Jacksonville, look, their offense is pretty good. Cincy, we know that it can be good. Jacksonville defense, it's hard to judge them because they played Carolina, but it certainly looked a lot better than Cincy's. So
Yeah. Look, their linebackers, they've got some weapons on that defensive line and just enough to put pressure on the time that Joe Burrow's got. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of feel weird picking Jacksonville, and if it was later in the season, I feel like I'd probably fucking go nowhere near Jacksonville in this game. But for this one, I think there's an early season reason to do it.
Pittsburgh hosts Seattle. That's a weird game, isn't it? That's fun. Steelers are 2.5-point favorites at home. This is also another Mike Tomlin. I'm a home favorite. Let's go against like an NFC sort of team from the West Coast. Just going to go Pittsburgh minus 2.5. It feels like, the 3-point win 17-14 or something. If Rodgers is even a bit shit, they might just get there anyway. Also, I just don't know about that Seattle offense against this Pittsburgh defense. So
I feel like that Pittsburgh defense could put a fair bit of pressure on Darnold, and maybe we need to question him until we're shown otherwise.
Yeah, because I don't know if Darnold can run around as much as Justin Fields. What do you think?
Probably not.
Yeah. Arizona hosting Carolina. We're both taking Arizona minus 6.5 because of all the teams.
You missed Denver, Indy?
Oh, I did. Still hit on Arizona, Carolina. Carolina looked like the shittest team there, I think, this week just about. Cardinals at home. Let's go. 6.5. Feels pretty obvious.
I don't think we need to talk too much about that. That makes it kind of obvious.
Denver, Indy is a fascinating one. I've gone Denver. It's 2.5 points underdogs, the Colts. I came really close to going Indy for the simple.
I thought you would have, to be fair. I thought you would have gone Indy in this one.
Doesn't it? This screams like the Bo Nix looked like dog shit in week 1. The defense saves them against a really crappy team in the Titans. They go to Indy, the upstart, and here we go. The Colts are 2-0. Could they win the AFC? That's how we start next week's fucking show. So, I don't know. The 2.5. If it was 3.5 at home, I would have taken that. The 2.5 feels like Denver could still sneak this out by a field goal. So, we both go.
I think I'm going to take Bo Nix knocking the rust off this week, settling into the season. That defense, that's still Danny Dimes, right? So I'm just going to stick with Denver for this week.
And then the Super Bowl rematch. This is a fun one. Philly at Kansas City this time. The Chiefs were 0.5-point favorites when I wrote this down. I might check that because I don't know if that will have. Oh, actually, I can probably check it right here.
I heard it. I heard it flipped. When you wrote this, okay, because I'd heard that after our game.
Yeah, it's Philly 1.5. Holy shit!
It happened. That happened after the injuries. After it was reported that Worthy was going to be out.
There you go.
They'd literally flipped. Look, I think we'll have to do more on offense than we did last week. It would just be efficient. We'll have to do a lot more. And I'm fingers crossed that we can find some sort of a solution to be opposite Quignon. I've picked Philly for this one.
Nice. I have as well. I just don't trust that Chiefs team. At home is probably the one thing that gives me a bit of pause, but it's like that's the late afternoon game as well. It's not even actually the Sunday night game. So I feel a little bit better about Philly in that spot. Atlanta, Minnesota is the Sunday night football game. Because, week 2. It's actually a great week 2 Sunday night football game. I'm not going to argue. You don't need the we've already got the Super Bowl rematch earlier. That's cool. Then you got Atlanta, Minnesota. Minnesota are 4.5-point favorites still, and we've both gone the Falcons plus 4.5, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Feels good. Plus 4.5.
Yeah.
You're in a dome. I feel okay about that. Penix and Penix and his fanging left arm. I don't know. The Vikings didn't really blow me away with their defense against Chicago today. So
Yeah. I mean, Atlanta were at least playing a playoff team, right? They this last week when they played Tampa and grounded out. Minnesota playing an upstart team, looked like shit for half of it. Like, yeah, I don't know. There just seems to be a bit more around this Atlanta team at this stage. Yeah.
then we have 2 Monday night football games for our Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. We have Bucks Texans. It's a fun one because I looked at this and went Bucks Texans. Then I thought about it and went, wait a minute, that fucking actually is pretty cool. 2.5-point favorites of the Texans. I instantly went Tampa Bay. Again, indoor, plus 2.5. I kind of like them more than I like Houston.
Yeah, you like Tampa Bay as being those scrappy. You love fucking be yourself a bit of Baker.
I do.
I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna just trust that Houston this week was just that little bit of a blip.
Yep.
Right?
I guess a really good defense in LA. It tracks, right? They could have the bounce back against Tampa Bay.
Yep.
But I mean, we just saw Tampa Bay just sneak out like a really close-ass win. Wouldn't surprise me if they're on the other like of a really close loss against Houston.
Yeah.
And then we have Chargers Raiders, a big AFC West battle, which is suddenly really kind of fun. The Chargers looking to go up 2-0, feeling like, the bells of the early season ball. As that's actually, 3.5-point favorites in Vegas. We've both gone the Chargers, though.
Yeah. Look, I as much as I find the concept of this Raiders team fun, and I definitely will want to watch a game like this, I'm not sure that I trust them just quite yet. I mean, GT didn't do a lot this week. Obviously, Gino went off his head for 350 or whatever. But yeah, against this Chargers, against the Harbaugh defense, like I need to show a little bit more than some flashy stats.
It's a strange one, isn't it? But because you know that these are always really weird fucking games between AFC West teams. But I just like the look of the Chargers.
Yep.
There we go. So Gaz is up by 3 already so far because you got, 4 right. I got 1. So that brings us all back down to 9. And I got 6 correct this week, which is brutal. And there's 3 different there. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
That's good. All right, that's it though for episode 127 from NFL Straya. What an awesome week 1. We had to blow this one out. We're not going to go as long next week, I promise. Even though we probably
I don't have the time, Jim. I've got shit to do.
That's it. I got to put Squids to bed. What are we doing?
I got to take a dog for a walk.
Tracks. All right, but that's it. You can follow us on Facey, Twitter, IG, TikTok, all the good stuff right there. We've got videos popping up left, right, and center. Go check out Jim Does Supercoach as well for more NFL Supercoach stuff and more fantasy stuff in general. That is its own little standalone podcast as well. Very, very short stuff and just video stuff. So go smash that too. Thank us a rating review across all of your podcast apps, of course. Jump on the YouTube. What are you doing? Make sure you're all across the YouTube. Go subscribe there. Check out all the fun shit we pop up there. Get around Sparrow's Cheesesteaks Tipping.
Cheesesteaktipping.com.
Cheesesteaktipping.com. I missed the cutoff last week because
Me too. Been talking about it non-stop in episodes, and then I forgot to fucking do it because I was so focused on the Eagles game being the first one.
So cheesesteaktipping.com. It's radical. I really like the setup. It's very smart. Love those guys. Big thanks to House Hats for the intro and the outro song. Go check out them. And go check out all of our picks over at Dabble. Use that code NBA Straya when you sign up. Use the link in our show description and across our socials to do that as well. We'll probably have some fun multis and crap in there too. So go check it out. It's very fun. Anything else, Gaz? Got any other plugs?
No, that's it. Just Sparrows, Catfish. I'm wearing my Catfish t-shirt tonight, too.
I'm wearing my special NBA.
Support those boys. And there you go. And
awesome.
That's it.
All right, week 1 in the bag. What a week it was. That was fun as hell. Can't wait to do it all again next week. So we will catch you in a bit, you dickheads.
See yous.
Later, Hosen.
Is this what I came here for? Is this what I came broken.